Hi, I'm Yasmin and I'll be your host for today's episode on Tiny Tales, where we meet the experts. We have met these ladies individually, and however today we're going to be meeting them one more time, so I'll introduce them to you real quick. We have Rena, and she is our midwife. We also have Gloria, and she's a clinical psychologist, and Ida, a sexologist. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Basically today we'll be answering questions that our viewers have sent us. So I'm going to start running out a few questions. If our beautiful viewers have more questions as well, they can send it to us and we could try to answer those questions for them as well. And the first question is, so my baby is 3 weeks and and breastfeeding isn't working. I don't think there's enough milk. I have tried all the remedies, but it's still not improving. I feel like a failure as a mom and a woman, and I can tell my connection with the baby is suffering. Do you have some advice for me? So that's a question from one of our viewers, and I can see where the concern is coming from. So I'm going to throw this out there for the ladies to see who is more comfortable and willing to answer that question for us. So.
Okay, so I can take it. Maybe our midwife can add to that, because when it comes to breastfeeding, we have people who have like a lot of flow with the milk and some people don't. In our traditional setting, our mothers can recommend all kinds of things for you to use. So definitely I'm sure this person may have tried all of that and that is not working. It does not make you a bad mom. You don't always have to breastfeed. I know that sometimes we want to breastfeed. We love that connection with our baby. And so there are some people that they are sort of drawn to, I just want to breastfeed, and they are not open to using other methods like formula.
Yeah.
I think that is how come there's a provision for formula for stuff like this, for reasons like this. It does not make you a bad mom.
Yeah.
So she shouldn't feel bad. As she works on getting the breast milk to come, she can just, start using some formula to support the growth of the child.
And as a psychologist, what do you think can help her mentally in a situation like this? Because like you said, in our setting, in our culture,
Exactly.
where breastfeeding is so important.
Exactly.
Yeah, although she might be trying all these other formulas mentally, she might be getting all these external mother-in-law, mother, siblings, aunties, the villagers, the doctors. Everybody is going to be thinking at that point they have an opinion on how she needs to handle her child.
She just needs to make peace with herself. As I mentioned earlier, not everybody has milk flow. There are some people that their milk stop even at 3 months. There are some people that their milk do not even flow at all right from the beginning. So when they start using the formula and everything, the milk just stop flowing. So it's not about you. You know within yourself that you want to do this and it's not working. So don't be too hard on yourself. That is what I'll tell her. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just know that it is okay. A lot of mothers experience that, and it's okay to, supplement with formula. There's absolutely nothing wrong. If it's about having the bond, you can always put the boobs in the baby's mouth, and especially it gives them the comfort to sleep and everything, and that can help the bond, if that is, because I believe it's a beautiful feeling. And so if that's what you want to do, you can still go for it and then still, supplement with formula. Yeah.
I think also with other people's opinion, I think it's very important for us as mothers as well to know that we know what is best for our children. So to kind of, limit what we listen to in this scenario, to just listen to ourselves and what is important for us and our child, and to not let outer circumstances affect you in that way.
Yeah, for me, what I'll just say is that most of the time, when it comes to breastfeeding, it takes a lot of physiological, it takes a lot of mental, it takes a lot of emotional, because everything is affected by the hormones. And so where you realize that mentally you're traumatized, you're stressed, it's going to affect the lactation, it's going to affect the breast milk not to flow. And like you're saying, you're sitting there, because she rightly said, I feel like a failure. And so there must be that there are looks, there are comments, there are things that people are putting out there, and she's sitting there, it's like, why am I the only person not able to lactate? You're possibly doing all the right things, like you said. You're drinking the masking, you're taking all the fluids and the soups, everything, the nuts and everything that you need, but it's not working. So you need to come to the point and be like, you know what, it's okay. There are some people that genetically the way they are made up, they really cannot lactate. Exactly. Or some people are going to have more breast milk flow than others. But like Ida said, don't compare your situation with other people. Even amongst your children, you can have 4 children. You realize that it's all individual and different. Yeah. So you need to get to that point, understand that this is my baby, what we're going through, and then just let the baby latch. When the breast milk comes, it doesn't come, it's okay. Yeah. Just do the other formulas, and then the baby has to survive. Yeah. But you need to get to that mental stability so that the body can also have its way of producing the milk. Yeah.
Replace those thoughts, negative thoughts, with positive ones, because the more you focus on the negative ones, the more you dwell on that, you tend to believe it, and you don't want to make room for that at all.
And own it. I mean, she should own the fact that that's me and my baby. Let others talk. Yeah. But own this moment, like, you know what? That's my buddy. I brought you out. We're gonna figure this out together. Yeah. And let you and your baby build that bond. The bonding goes in different directions. Do you get it? It doesn't just have to be the latching and all those things. I know naturally there are hormones and everything that comes from that. But then if unfortunately you're not being able to breastfeed directly because your milk is not flowing, you should be able to make sure that that baby is going to be with you for the rest of your life. Yeah, so the bonding, exactly. So the bonding is in different ways.
And also if the mom is already feeling like a failure, and there's a lot of stuff going on mentally when we breastfeed, and the milk is even supposed to come, there is a connection going to the brain that is supposed to send it out so it can actually work. Yeah. So if we feel bad and mentally about what we're doing and it doesn't feel right, maybe we're doing something wrong, then this signal can also not connect in the brain. So it's important to also feel confident in, okay, now I'm trying, I think I can do it, and then go with that flow. Exactly.
Because the baby feels it too.
Exactly, very much.
Like body, mind, soul connection. Like I know quite a few moms out there that were not able to breastfeed their own kids. Yeah. And they had a friend breastfeed their child. Yeah. But guess what? That child and their actual mom are best friends. So I really don't think that bonding necessarily has to be with breast milk. Yeah. How about those that are extremely ill and are unable to breastfeed their kids? Exactly. Would you say that they're not connecting as well? They are definitely connecting.
We could also see the connection between the baby and the dad in a lot of situations. This is all due to body contact, not just because you know how to breastfeed or whatever, but because you have this physical contact and emotional contact to your baby as well.
That's more important. Because like you said, many years ago, we had that instance where in the community or in society where maybe due to whatever reason, even let's say the mother dies through childbirth, they go give the baby to another lactating mother. Yeah. So what happens? Does it mean that, so that baby is just going to bond to that and then...
No. How about when you're actually donating your breast milk? Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you're donating different types of breast milk. So are you telling me? So it really, to our dear viewer that actually had that question, it's really, I think you need to create that bond with your child. Yeah. At this point, you have your child, you have a life ahead of you with that child. Breastfeeding and listen to the society, sometimes you need to cut it out. End of the day, like Ida said, it is mind, body, soul connection. If one drops, everything else is going to fail with it. So you need to keep your mind strong, and you need to keep your soul strong for your child. Yeah. Like I really do believe in mind, body, soul connection. Every time one fails, automatically everything else has to fall with it. Exactly. Right. So as an advice, I would say bond with your kid and be mindful of just the fact that it's just you and your child end of the day, and how you can create other ways to have a nice bonding relationship.
Exactly. You can actually play with your kid. You can like hurry your kid. There's so many ways that you can bond. It's not just breastfeeding.
We talked about before as well that there's probably a lot of stuff that she tried in terms of like eating the right stuff and things like that. And if she's really determined on it, there's also certain breast exercises that you can do to actually try and stimulate it. Yeah. So like we don't know how much this woman tried to actually do certain stuff. Yeah. So just to also have in mind that there is other ways of also maybe trying to stimulate it if that is like her deepest wish. Yeah. So there is breast exercises, and then keeping an eye on your diet as well, and then connecting and bonding in a lot of other ways. Yeah.